Welcome back to another episode of Adoptions from the Heart TV. I'm your host, Amanda Aliberti. Being this week is National Infertility Awareness Week, we are excited to sit down with Michaelina, one of our social workers, to talk about the journey from infertility to adoption. Take it away, Michaelina.
Hi, I'm Michaelina. I'm a social worker here at Adoptions from the Heart, and I wanted to spend a little time talking about moving from infertility to adoption. I myself struggled with infertility. My husband and I had a son who passed after carrying for 30 weeks, so we struggled with infertility in our first pregnancy and then decided not to really try to conceive again. And we have successfully adopted. We have a daughter who's adopted internationally and two full siblings that were adopted here in the US that were involved in open adoption as well. So I wanted to talk about how do you come to terms with infertility and what is that about. So I think the first big question is deciding for yourself when to stop your treatments. And it's having to let go of that biological child is the hardest part of moving forward. Often as adoptive parents, we have the idea of a dream child, a child that would have your husband's hair color or your partner's eye color, and knowing that that will not be the child that we will become parents to is really the hardest part, I think, of letting that go. So, but the desire to be a parent certainly outweighs one's desire to be pregnant. And I think when you get to that point in your relationship with your partner, then you're kind of going to know that it's really time to start treatment and start moving forward. What is important to remember is that there's a grieving process and that you need to take time to really go through those steps. Often a couple, if you're adopting with your partner, will be at a different level at a different time. So it's important to be patient with your partner and really allow each of you to grieve that process. And there are steps to that. So you need to go through those stages of grief and get to the point where, yeah, I'm ready to accept that infertility is an issue. Are you ever really letting go of it? Not really. It's always a part of your process, but I see it as part of your journey in becoming adoptive parents. And the process can look different for any person involved. So if you're part of support groups or things like that, don't expect that necessarily your grief process or what you're feeling will be the same as somebody else that you're sharing with. Important to communicate with your partner. So if you are adopting, it's important to both of you be ready to take those next stages in life and move forward in your adoption journey. And then the other part of this is really getting support. It's really important. There's a lot of loss, a lot of grief, a lot of excitement too. And so it's important as you're leaving one journey and starting another that you have support on both ends, both from the infertility perspective and also with adoption. There are support groups out there. There's agencies like ours that offer support groups, and certainly we're here to assist in that as well. So hopefully that helped you with some information, and thank you again for taking the time.
Wherever you are in your adoption journey, we're hopeful that Michaelina's personal experience is able to help. Please feel free to let us know if you have any other topics that you'd like to discuss in future episodes. Thanks again, Michaelina, and take care.